Hello and welcome to Megatrip, the travel channel that inspires you to adventure. And this time, you join me and my travel buddy here in the sweaty city of Kuala Lumpur. Guess what? We've turned up for a La Niña event. And what does that mean? That means rain. Anyway, here's what's happening on this episode of Megatrip. This area was famous for triads for the gangs, prostitution for drinking. Just makes sense, right? Don't bring your dog to a strip club. So, boob sweat aside, we are now in an area called Pasar Karat. You might see some interesting things like a guy dressed up as a monkey smoking a fag. Through the magic of editing, you now know more than I do about what's going to happen on this episode of Megatrip. Now, like I said, we're here in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. We flew in last night. We've had a bit of a snooze, I'm not going to lie. It wasn't the best flight in from Dubai. And we're going to head out, get on our heels, do a little tour, have a look around the city. I've never been to Malaysia before, never been to Kuala Lumpur before. So very, very excited to see what this typical, archetypal Southeast Asian city has to offer. Anyway, cue the music. So day one, and we headed out on the KL Metro. Now the KL Metro is super convenient and easy to use. Great if you want to avoid that traffic. So we jumped on this and headed into the old bit of the city to meet our guide. So we're now wandering around the old bit of Kuala Lumpur. We're going to check out the 1D temple, which is a Chinese temple, built in 1888. Let's take a little look at this bad boy. We wandered into the Chinese temple with the scent of incense rich in the air, a strong reminder of the Chinese influence here in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. It's not just Chinese temples you can find in downtown KL, but also this amazing Hindu temple, and of course, oodles of street art in this rich, vibrant city. So we are now in a little district called Kwa Chai Hong, and that translates to, believe it or not, Little Hungry Goose. And it is kind of the Shoreditch, if you like, of Kuala Lumpur. Lots of trendy bars, trendy cafes, street art. Check it out. It is pretty cool. Now, apparently, back in the day, back when you started to get Chinese and Indian immigration to Kuala Lumpur, this area was famous for triads for the gangs, prostitution for drinking. And then kind of in more modern times, pre-pandemic, apparently no one used to come here. It used to be the area where they built caskets for funerals, but now it's very much the trendy place to be. We need to check out these hipster restaurants. Yeah, I love it. So down here in Kwa Chai Hong, they've actually got a recreation of what the streets used to look like, complete with your own Lady of the Night, but also a very, very beautiful bridge. Check this out. Let's have a little wander through. Let's see what we can see. Now, I've got no mic on at the moment, so hopefully it sounds all right. But yeah, it really is a beautiful recreation and some very quirky little streets. You probably want to get down here, have a little drink down here. It's probably quite a cool place to hang out. Check it out. You can really see and feel the Chinese influence down here. It's great. So it's not being completely sanitized down here. Lizzie might have found a little bar. No flip-flops. At G-string. Also, don't bring your pets. Not on a night out. Just makes sense, right? don't bring your dog to a strip club. Okay, so we have just picked up some Chinese beef roti. We're looking forward to trying.
So we don't TikTok.
There we go. Don't know why the camera went like that.
See, it's not, we were arguing. I can say it's a paratha. No, it's not.
The paratha is actually our outlay made from paratha is made from wheat flour water salt.
Yeah, it's like paratha then.
Yeah, it's basically right.
So more like a stuffed paratha.
It's good.
Better?
In Dubai you have
Okay, cool. So we've also found a mural here of old Chinatown, all the way from 1850 to 1950. So I guess, let's take a little look. I'm assuming this is the 1850 end, but I guess we'll figure out as we go along. You can see here the oxen, the more perhaps Indian looking faces, all the way through. Maybe we'll speed this one up in the edit. Let's check out the rest of this beautiful mural. And there you have it, Megatripper, Chinatown, 1850 to 1950, one shot. So, boob sweat aside, we are now in an area called Pasar Karat, and that means Pirates Market. And this is where, back in the day, before tourism was in KL, all the stolen goods were sold between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. Now, of course, it's been beautified with these amazing murals. Check out these guys. Absolutely stunning. I mean, I cannot tell you how much street art there is here. It really is amazing. You read about it before you come, but it's everywhere in the old town. Stunning. Okay, so now we are walking into Chinatown proper, also known as Jalan Petaling, or Pedaling Street, for the bicycles you can be up and down here. It just shows you how multicultural KL is. Check out this sign as we go in. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Deep in the heart of Malaysia in Chinatown. Check it out, yeah? So instantly as you walk in, yes, there are a few tourists here, but lots of markets, lots of watches, maybe some first copies. All right then, Mega Tripper, as we wander between the street food and the taxis, trying not to get run over, let's talk about the weather. I think I said earlier, we've come to KL quite an interesting time of year. At the end of the year, we actually landed on Boxing Day, and we've arrived in the middle of a La Niña event. And what that means is extra storms, extra rain, and you can see it's quite moody. You can get a shot of the sky, and there we go. But we will persevere. So we have come into the Rex Theatre and the little bookshop upstairs that you'll see everywhere on Instagram, but I'm not gonna lie, didn't love it, was a little bit busy. But Rex Theatre is actually a cinema. It's the original cinema from here in Kuala Lumpur. I'm just taking a wander into the lobby of the cinema for a really specific reason. It's a place that sells something perhaps a bit unusual. Now, what do you think a place called Very Good could sell? Well, actually, this might shock you. It's strawberries, but check them out. They are actually grown right here. Hello. In these little horticultural cabins. Now that is not something I expected to see today. So if you come down here to Chinatown, do expect it to be hella busy. And you might see some interesting things, like a guy dressed up as a monkey smoking a fag. True story. Okay then, Mega Tripper, so our walking tour for the day is pretty much over. Now just remember, if you've enjoyed this content, make sure you give it a little like, it's a little thumbs up just down there. If you've got anything to say about what we've seen, what we've done here in Kuala Lumpur on day one walking around, do leave me a comment just down below. And of course, if you aren't subscribed, do subscribe to the channel. There's been more coming out on KL, or Malaysia in general, and some other little treats coming right up. So just hit the little subscribe down there, costs you absolutely nothing. Just make sure you get an alert every single time some new content drops. But all that said, let's give a little summary of this walking tour. Now, I'm not sure how much info I'm going to actually include about our guides. Look, the guide was great, but the reality is you can probably do this one on your own. It wasn't too special, but you did get a really, really cool look at downtown Kuala Lumpur. And tomorrow, we'll have a very special guide with a very special trip. At least tomorrow for us, probably in about a week or so for you. But anyway, we decided to finish our little tour in this little restaurant here. And you can see here, do not be put off by the plastic tables and the decor. I promise you, if you're in Southeast Asia, this is exactly the kind of place that you want to eat. Got myself a tiger beer. I guess we'll have a little look at the food in a second before signing off. So I, for one, am very, very hungry. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, go Megatrip. Okay, so that is it for this episode of Megatrip, our first day out in Kuala Lumpur. Well, almost it. What I'm going to do is after this, I'm going to put in a little bit about the hotel we're staying in. It's a very, very nice hotel, great location, I would say good value. Well, like I said, that is it for our first day in Kuala Lumpur, and I have to say I am not disappointed. What a place. It is your archetypal Southeast Asian city. Hot, sweaty, active, loads going on. I'm really looking forward to getting out again tomorrow and exploring some other sites. Like I said, we've got a much improved tour guide, a very different tour guide tomorrow. Like I said, that's it for this episode of Megatrip. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and join us next time for more adventures here on Megatrip. Here's your hotel guide, skip it if you want. So, little Megatrip extra for those of you who care about the hotel room. We are at the Alila Bangsar. It's actually a Hyatt hotel. It's very, very nice. And it's costing us about, let's say about £140, $170, something like that a night. So not on the cheap end, but rather lovely. So we are nicely connected to a metro just across the way. You've got your rather large bathroom, shower, toilet, nice his and hers mirrors, leading into our bedroom. Although you see our cases here. Nice little seating area, TV. Doesn't connect very easily to things like Netflix, but if you've got an HDMI cable with you, we do not. That can be connected. A desk area, a little seating area, and the pièce de résistance. Boom. Look at that beautiful view over Kuala Lumpur city. Now, this is not a hotel with a spa or anything like that, but I would recommend it. Like I said, it is connected by a bridge to the metro. Super, super easy to get around. And there is a nice pool, a couple of nice restaurants, and a really beautiful design aesthetic. It is calming, it is tranquil, it is relaxed. Definite Megatrip recommendation. Anyway, that's your little Megatrip extra. See you next time here on Megatrip.